Denise Gitsham and A. Bolden. Denise is a Republican strategist and former aide to President George W. Bush, and A. Scott is an attorney and former D.C. Democratic Party chairman. Good morning to you both. Thanks for being here. Denise, let me start with you. Any surprises in the polling on where Americans stand on the abortion issue right now going into this debate?
Not at all. Abortion's not a non-issue, but it's just not as big of an issue as Democrats hope it'll be in this election cycle. A lot has happened since 2022 when the Dobbs decision came down. The broken borders made every city a border city, and 71% of women of color and 63% of families are living paycheck to paycheck. So these are issues that disproportionately affect women. So it's not surprising that inflation remains the top issue for 4 in 10 women that is going to drive their decision making at the polls this November. And abortion is still fourth on that list of issues behind border security and a couple of others.
What do you make of the priority of the abortion issue, A. Scott, right now, not being the top for Americans going into this election cycle?
Well, I think it's a huge issue for the Democrats because while my good friend Denise wants to pivot to the economy, abortion is front and center. And I listened closely to her. She talked more about the economy than she did about abortion. Listen, this is the opposition is 2 years old. If you put those same numbers up in regard to women voters, you would see those numbers would go from 63 to 85% or whatever that stats that you put up. Those numbers would even be higher in regard to what's important to this election. And women are going to be a key to Biden's coalition. They're going to have a ground game. They're going to go after this abortion issue with several events today, and it's going to continue to pound away at this issue that voters should know that this is about individual freedom, reproductive rights, and how dare the Republicans and Trump, who took ownership of this issue with the federal abortion ban, that if they take your individual freedoms and choices about your body, what other freedoms are they going to take away? And given Trump's criminality and chaos and corruption, you couple that with this abortion issue, I think it trumps the economy because the economy is trending upward, and we're still only about 5 months out from November. And so the Dems are very comfortable, but we're going to make this a big issue, and we're going to keep it front and center because it's a non-starter or it's a losing issue for the Republicans.
Denise, how do you expect former President Trump to tackle this issue Thursday night?
Well, first of all, I just want to say I hope that Scott and his talking points continue to remain front and center because this is just focusing on the minor issues instead of the major issues that actually move the voters of the ballot has been why we've seen President Biden consistently trail behind President Trump in all of the swing states. In fact, even in Arizona, where you put up that map where it said 14% of voters really cared about abortion as their top issue, Trump is still beating Biden. So as long as Democrats stay focused on the issue of abortion and ignore the issues that actually move the needle for them in the ballot box, we're going to have a pretty competitive race right through the finish line.
Scott, I'll give you time to respond.
Keep talking about that as well. Because if you think abortion's not an important issue and individual rights, and you ask the women who have been denied, you ask the women who have been denied reproductive care, the women who have been raped and been subject to incest, who could not get an abortion, or a fetus that has been problematic and threatens the life of a woman, and you say to them, this isn't an important issue, they ought to worry about the economy. This is a life or death issue for them, and it's a life or death issue when they vote for the Democrats versus the Republicans. And you can't crystallize that any better, whether you're a Democrat or Republican. Women's individual rights and reproductive care is #1 issue for all of us.
Denise?
I mean, again, if your #1 issue is abortion, you're already not counted in the vote for Trump. You're already a Biden voter. You're probably living in a blue state. So this race always comes down to what is it that those undecided voters are focusing on? And as long as the Biden campaign and Vice President Harris continue to pound home this message that, again, ranks fourth on the list of what's important to women, inflation by a 4-to-1 margin is still outpacing abortion as the top issue. It really just comes down to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you can't pay the bills and you can't afford to keep a roof over your head and you can't afford to put food on the table, abortion is a luxury you don't really have the benefit of thinking about. And so that's really going to be what ends up deciding this race at the end of the day.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.